there's something most men never realize. A compliment is not just a sentence, it's an experience. Women don't fall for compliments because they're pretty or poetic. They fall for the feeling behind the words, the intention, the tone, the presence of the man saying them. And that's where so many men go wrong. They either say too little or they say too much. Some keep it surface level, repeating the same predictable lines every other man uses. Others overdo it, hoping that a flood of praise will create attraction. But attraction doesn't grow from repetition or exaggeration. It grows from something far more subtle, recognition. A woman becomes drawn to a man when he notices what others miss. Not just her beauty, but her softness, her effort, her intelligence, her confidence, and her sensitivity, the quiet things she doesn't show the world. The right compliment tells her, "I see you, the real you." And very few men know how to do that. The truth is simple. Women don't fall for words. They fall for the meaning behind those words. A powerful compliment touches a part of her identity she values deeply. It makes her feel understood, admired, and safe in her femininity. And when a man understands how to speak to that part of her, she responds with openness, warmth, and genuine interest. Today, we're breaking down 8 compliments that actually create attraction. Not the usual cliches, not empty flattery, but real psychological triggers that make a woman feel drawn to you in a way she can't ignore. Let's get into them. 1. I love the way your mind works. This compliment reaches a part of a woman that physical praise never touches. When you tell her you love the way her mind works, you're not just admiring something on the surface. You're acknowledging her intelligence, her depth, the way she thinks, processes, reacts, and expresses herself. Most women rarely hear this. They hear you're pretty, you're cute, you're gorgeous, and while those things feel good for a moment, they fade quickly. But when a man notices her thoughts, her logic, her creativity, or the way she sees the world, it touches a deeper part of her identity. She feels understood, valued, and seen beyond the obvious. This compliment also creates connection. It shows maturity, the ability to notice more than what's on the outside. Women pay close attention to men who observe things others overlook, because it makes them feel like they're not just another face in the crowd. You're appreciating her essence, not just her appearance. Imagine you're having a conversation with her about something simple, a story from her day, an idea she has, or a goal she's working toward. She begins explaining her thoughts and you genuinely listen. When she finishes, you say something like, "I love how your mind works. You always find such interesting ways to look at things." That moment stays with her. She might smile, look down for a second, or even change her tone, because she feels a shift inside. It's the kind of compliment that lingers long after the conversation ends. Women fall for men who make them feel mentally attractive, not just physically attractive. And when you acknowledge her mind, her ideas, her reasoning, her perspective, you step into a different category of man in her eyes. One that is rare, one that pays attention, one she wants to open up to. 2. You have a presence that's impossible to ignore. This compliment reaches a woman on a level she rarely experiences because it's not about her looks or her body. It's about the energy she brings into a space. Every woman wants to feel like she leaves an impression, like there's something about her that can't be overlooked or forgotten. When you tell her she has a presence that's impossible to ignore, you're telling her she affects you without even trying. Women are very aware of how they show up in the world. Some walk quietly, some walk confidently, some walk softly. But they all want to feel like their energy means something. To have a man recognize that presence is powerful, because it shows that he's paying attention to more than the physical. He's noticing the way she stands, the way she speaks, the calmness or spark she carries, the warmth in her tone, or the subtle strength she shows without saying a word. This compliment hits differently because it feels personal. It tells her, "There's something about you that stays with me." And that's something she doesn't hear often. Most compliments repeat what she already knows, but this one reflects something she can't always see herself. Think of those moments when she walks into a room or into your space and something shifts, even if it's small. Maybe her energy makes the conversation lighter, or more comfortable, or more alive. Maybe the way she focuses when she talks draws you in. Maybe the way she carries herself makes you pay attention without meaning to. When you look at her and say, "You have a presence that's impossible to ignore," you're honoring that invisible quality. You're acknowledging that she affects the atmosphere just by being herself. This type of compliment builds attraction because it feels genuine and earned. She doesn't need to dress a certain way, act a certain way, or try to impress you. Her presence alone is enough. And every woman wants to feel like she naturally stands out to the man who's paying attention. 3. You make things feel calmer when you're around. This compliment reaches a woman in a way that surprises her, because calmness is not something women usually get credit for. People compliment their looks, their personality, their humor, but very few acknowledge the peace they bring into a space. And peace is one of the most meaningful qualities a woman can offer. When you tell her she makes things feel calmer, you're telling her she grounds you, that her presence has a real effect on your mood, your energy, and your sense of stability. Women are naturally sensitive to emotional environments. They feel tension quickly, they notice shifts in tone, and they pick up on the smallest details that others miss. So when a man tells a woman that she brings him peace, she takes it deeply, because peace is something she works hard to create, sometimes without even realizing it. It also tells her something important, that you're not just looking at her, you're feeling her. You're aware of the emotional atmosphere she creates. You're aware of how your body relaxes when she speaks. You're aware of how conversations feel easier with her. Imagine you're spending time together, maybe talking, sitting in the car, or sharing a quiet moment. Nothing dramatic is happening, but you notice that you're more relaxed, more centered, more steady. And you let her know gently. You make things feel calmer when you're around. That stays with her. It touches the part of her that wants to be a safe place for someone she cares about. Women want to feel beautiful. Yes, they want to feel desired, of course, but they also want to feel like their presence brings value, comfort, and warmth to a man's world. This compliment tells her she's not chaotic, not overwhelming, not too much. It tells her she's soothing, grounding, and emotionally supportive in a way that pulls you closer. And when a man recognizes that in her, she doesn't just feel appreciated, she feels connected, because peace is intimate. And when a woman feels she can bring you peace, she naturally becomes more open, more trusting, and more drawn to you. There's something very rare about the way you carry yourself. This compliment speaks to a woman's identity in a way almost nothing else does. It's not about what she wears, how she looks, or how she presents herself on the surface. It's about the quiet confidence and natural elegance she brings without trying. Every woman carries herself in a unique way, shaped by her experiences, her values, and the emotional world she lives in. Some move with gentleness, others with certainty, others with a mix of softness and strength. But very few ever hear someone acknowledge the rarity of that combination. When you tell a woman there's something rare about the way she carries herself, you're telling her that who she is, not how she looks, stands out in a meaningful way. And that touches a deeper part of her, because every woman wants to feel like she has something special that isn't easy to find. This compliment also shows emotional maturity. It tells her you're not only paying attention to her appearance, you're noticing her energy, her posture, her emotional presence, the grace in how she moves through conversations or situations. And that kind of awareness is powerful. Most men don't look beyond the surface. When you do, it separates you from the rest. It also makes her feel appreciated for qualities she doesn't always show intentionally. Sometimes she carries herself with strength because she's had to be strong. Sometimes there's softness in her because she's learning to let her guard down. Sometimes there's a mix of confidence and vulnerability that she doesn't reveal to everyone. Hearing that it feels rare, that it stands out, makes her feel recognized in a way that goes far beyond compliments on beauty. This kind of statement also creates a natural spark of curiosity inside her. She wonders what you see, what you notice, what parts of her energy catch your attention. It draws her closer, makes her more open, and makes the connection feel more intimate without forcing anything. Women don't just fall for men who admire them. They fall for men who understand the subtle things they value about themselves. And when you tell her that the way she carries herself is rare, you're telling her she has something that can't be copied or replaced. That kind of recognition stays with her. It speaks to her identity, not just her image. I appreciate how much effort you put into things. This compliment carries a kind of emotional weight that women don't forget. Because effort is something they give constantly, often without being acknowledged for it. Whether it's effort in their appearance, their work, their relationships, or simply how they try to show up as their best self, most of it goes unnoticed. So when a man sees it and genuinely appreciates it, it touches her in a very real way. Women want to feel valued, not just for who they are, but for everything they do behind the scenes. The small decisions, the emotional work, the patience, the thoughtfulness, the things that aren't loud or dramatic, but still require intention. When you recognize that effort, you make her feel respected in a different way. You're telling her, I see what you invest and it matters. This compliment also makes her feel emotionally safe. It tells her she doesn't have to perform or pretend to impress you. She doesn't need to compete, exaggerate, or chase attention. Her natural effort, the effort she already gives, is enough. And that kind of reassurance makes women open up, because it removes the pressure to be perfect. There's also something meaningful about acknowledging consistency. Some women try very hard in life, but rarely feel appreciated for the strength they carry. When you tell her you value her effort, you validate a part of her identity that is usually overlooked. You're not just noticing an action, you're noticing her character. It also deepens connection. A man who recognizes effort is a man who pays attention. And attention, especially genuine attention, creates attraction. It makes her feel like she can trust you with more of herself, her time, her heart, her vulnerability. This compliment speaks to a woman who cares, a woman who tries, a woman who puts intention into what she does. And for her, hearing that someone appreciates that, not just the outcome, but the process, feels rare. It feels grounding. It makes her feel chosen for reasons that go beyond appearance or charm. Because at the end of the day, effort is love in motion. And when a man acknowledges that, he taps into a part of her heart that responds with warmth, softness, and genuine affection. 6. You bring out a softer side of me. This compliment holds a kind of emotional intimacy that almost no other compliment can match. It tells a woman something she rarely hears from men, that her presence changes how you feel inside. Not because you're trying to impress her, and not because you're pretending, but because she naturally brings out a version of you that feels more open, more relaxed, more connected. Women pay close attention to the emotional shifts in a man. They notice when he becomes gentler, when he listens differently, when he lets his guard down, or when his energy softens in a way that feels genuine. So when you tell her she brings out a softer side of you, she feels that on a deeper level, because softness in a man is something she never expects, but always treasures. This compliment makes her feel trusted. It tells her that you feel safe enough around her to not always be the strong, guarded, or controlled version of yourself. And to a woman, that's powerful. It means she matters. It means she affects you in a meaningful way. It means you're not just attracted to her, you're comfortable with her. It also tells her something important about your emotional maturity. A lot of men struggle with softness. They see it as weakness. They lock it away. They hide it behind confidence, humor, or silence. But when you let her know she brings out that softness in you, she sees it as strength. The kind of strength that isn't loud or forceful, but real and grounded. This kind of compliment also deepens connection because it shows vulnerability without losing masculinity. You're not saying she changes who you are. You're saying she makes you feel more at ease, more open, more human. And women connect through emotion, not through perfection or performance. It reassures her too. Many women worry about being too much, too emotional, too caring, too expressive. Hearing that she brings out a softer side of you tells her that her emotional nature isn't a burden. It's something that inspires connection. Women fall for the men who make them feel safe, but they also fall for the men who let themselves feel safe around them. This compliment bridges both. It shows a depth that creates real attraction, the kind that builds slowly, quietly, and beautifully. 7. You look beautiful in a way that feels natural. This compliment carries a different kind of weight because it isn't just about physical beauty. It's about authenticity. It tells a woman that the version of herself that isn't trying too hard, isn't seeking attention, isn't filtered or exaggerated, is the version you genuinely find attractive. And every woman longs to feel beautiful effortlessly. But here's where many men need a wake-up call. Too many focus on the loud, obvious, surface-level things. They get distracted by the dramatic makeup, the curated photos, the exaggerated features. They mistake performance for beauty, and in doing so, they overlook the kind of woman who is naturally radiant, naturally feminine, naturally graceful. The woman whose beauty becomes more striking the more you pay attention. When you tell her she looks beautiful in a way that feels natural, you're telling her she doesn't need to compete with anyone. She doesn't need to alter herself, chase trends, or fit into the unrealistic standards created by online culture. You're recognizing her in her most honest state, and that means something deeper than any perfect outfit or perfect picture. This compliment is also grounding. It shows her that you value the woman she is when she's relaxed, present, and real. The woman who laughs without thinking, speaks without rehearsing, and exists without needing approval. And that kind of beauty, the quiet kind, is the beauty that lasts. But men need to understand something important. You can't appreciate a woman's natural beauty if you don't slow down enough to actually see it. A lot of men rush through connections. They look but they don't observe. They admire but they don't understand. They chase appearance but ignore essence. And when you operate that way, you miss out on the depth a real woman can offer. So when you tell her she's beautiful in a natural way, say it because you truly see her. Not just the surface, but the softness in her expression, the sincerity in her smile, the warmth in her eyes. This is the kind of compliment that makes a woman feel chosen for who she really is, not who she performs to be. Women don't fall for admiration, they fall for recognition. And this compliment recognizes her in the most genuine way possible. 8. I feel good around you. It's effortless. This compliment touches a part of a woman that goes far deeper than appearance or charm. It tells her that being with her feels natural, light, and unforced, something most women quietly hope for but rarely hear. Because deep down, every woman wants to be the person a man can breathe around, not the person he has to perform for. When you say this to her, you're acknowledging the emotional ease she brings into your life. You're letting her know that conversations feel smoother, moments feel lighter, and connection comes without pressure. And that's powerful, because one of the most attractive qualities a woman can offer is the ability to make a man feel comfortable in his own skin. Many men underestimate how much this matters. They think attraction is always about chemistry, excitement, or intensity. But the truth is, emotional ease is a foundation. It's what allows a connection to grow without fear, confusion, or hesitation. Telling a woman she makes you feel good in a natural, effortless way sends a message of comfort, respect, and genuine appreciation. It also tells her that her presence isn't draining. It's supportive. That she doesn't bring chaos, she brings balance. That she doesn't complicate things, she makes them steady. Women want to be seen as more than beauty, more than attraction, more than a moment of excitement. They want to be someone a man enjoys being around, someone who brings strength and peace into his world. Hearing that being with her feels effortless reassures her that she doesn't need to change, impress, or overthink. Her presence alone is meaningful. This compliment also strengthens trust. When a woman knows a man feels relaxed around her, she naturally becomes more open, more affectionate, and more emotionally engaged. She wants to invest in someone who feels safe with her, someone who doesn't see her as stress, pressure, or uncertainty. In a world where dating often feels complicated, heavy, or confusing, telling a woman that being with her feels good, effortlessly, stands out. It tells her the connection isn't forced, it isn't stressful, it isn't one-sided, it simply feels right. And when a woman feels she brings peace into a man's life, she doesn't just stay, she gives you the best version of herself. At the end of the day, compliments are not about words, they're about awareness. They're about the way you observe a woman, the way you understand her, and the way you speak to the parts of her that most men never acknowledge. Attraction grows when a woman feels recognized in a way that feels genuine, steady, and emotionally grounded. And here's the controversial truth most people won't admit. A woman doesn't fall for the man who compliments her the most. She falls for the man who sees what others overlook. It's never the loudest man, the most dramatic man, or the one who tries the hardest. It's the man who pays attention, quietly, consistently, and sincerely. These 8 compliments work because they reach deeper than appearance. They touch identity, energy, effort, softness, and presence. They speak to who she is when she's not trying to impress anyone. And when a woman feels seen at that level, attraction becomes almost unavoidable. I want to hear your experiences, truly. Tell me in the comments which of these compliments you've used before, or which ones you wish you had understood earlier. Tell me how women respond when you speak to them with intention instead of habit. I read your messages, I answer as many as I can, and I connect with you because this channel isn't just about advice. It's about helping you understand relationships in a way nobody explained to you before. Share this video with someone who needs it. A friend, a brother, someone you know who could benefit from learning how women actually respond to being acknowledged on a deeper level. And I'll see you in the next video, where we're going even deeper into the psychology of attraction. There's a lot you've never been told, but you will be.